Wasn't going. I'm Stephen Carlson. Welcome to the Friday support call. Apologize for the technical glitches here. I just didn't get the recording started properly because today we're on Zoom. And so now we're recording. Apologies to you, Mary. Our host this week is Reva Seybolt. And Reva, I'll introduce you briefly. Reva is an experienced coach and a very skilled practitioner of the Sedona Method who specializes in aging. And again, apologies. We switched to Zoom because we had some problem with some disruptions last week. Here we go. Over to you.
Thank you, Stephen. So Mary had just requested that she was feeling some panic and anxiety this morning for no apparent reason, and that she would like to release on that. So we're going to start with that.
That and also the last 2 days I've had horrific stomach pain that's been ongoing since last November. That if that's tied to it in any way, whatever, yeah, I'd love to release on that.
Okay, so I invite other people to release with themselves quietly if they can relate to having any anxiety or having any discomfort in their body. So Mary, could you open up to what's here? Just the sensations as best you can, the sensations, the pictures, the sounds, whatever is present.
Yes.
Okay. And just notice how they feel. And if there's any emotions, in addition to the ones you already noted, just notice how those are.
Okay.
Okay. And is there any wanting to do anything about this? Fix it, explain it, change it, understand it?
All of that, and I just want it to stop.
Okay. So can you welcome all of that and wanting it to stop?
Yeah.
And could you let go of wanting it to stop? You know, when you're wanting something, you're pushing against it, you're resisting.
That's hard, but as best as I can, yeah.
As best you can. And would you?
Yeah.
And when?
Now.
Okay. And could you open again to any sensations that you're having at the moment?
Yes.
And again, could you open to any resistance, any wanting it to be different, understand it, explain it?
Yes.
And could you open to any sense that this is personal? It has to do with you or who you are, your body, your mind.
Yes.
Okay. And what's here now?
Feeling about the same.
Okay. And is there any wanting to feel different?
For sure.
Okay. So could you let go of wanting to feel different? In other words, could you just allow what's here to be here?
I don't want to, but I could allow it.
Okay. And would you?
Yeah, because it's apparently what's here anyhow.
Right. And when?
Yeah, right now.
Okay, good. So could you just focus for a second on the physical sensations? Here you go. As best you can.
Yeah.
And could you focus on this space surrounding and interpenetrating the physical sensations?
That's interesting. I've heard the space around it. I've never heard penetrating before. That's a new one for me.
Okay. Well, whichever works for you, could you open to that?
Yes.
And the sensations?
The sensations, just being open to having,
Just open to the sensations, just to
yeah,
what,
just open to, yeah, yeah,
okay. And then could you open to the space surrounding and interpenetrating the sensations as best you can?
yeah,
And the sensations again, just aware of them?
yeah,
And the space
yeah,
and the sensations?
yep,
The space
yep,
and the sensations?
yep,
The space
yep,
sensations?
yeah.
The space?
Yeah.
And what's here now?
The more I focused on the sensations, the more I feel like I want to throw up.
Okay,
It definitely intensified the stomach upset, the anxiety and the panic, not so much, but it really intensified the stomach situation.
okay. So what we just did was holistic, going back and forth. And so what you're saying is it worked for one thing, but not for the other. So let's let that go for the moment, but it's something that you can use and try in the future when I know you spend a lot of time in your bed and alone. So it's something you can use other times and explore.
Yes, for
Okay. So can you feel the resistance to what's here?
oh, for sure.
Okay. Could you let go of some of that resistance?
Yeah, to the best of my ability. Yeah.
And would you? There you go.
Yeah.
And when?
Yeah. Right now.
Cool. And could you open to any more resistance that's still here?
Does taking medication to help a situation is that considered resistance in any way?
No.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I mean, I'm not a doctor and all that, but no, I would do
Okay.
what you do to. So if taking a medication now it's prescribed to you to help. No, I can't do that legally. Okay. Just supporting you to following your doctor's orders and using anything that the doctor suggests to support you in pain.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Okay. So are you the mind body or are you something more than the mind body?
I am more than the mind body.
Okay. So the mind and the body are having a problem at the moment.
Yeah, they are.
Okay. So can you just open to the fact that the mind and the body are having a problem? Or a sensation, experience?
Yeah.
Okay. And could you have open to having compassion for that mind body?
Yeah, I think I have a lot more compassion for the mind body. Yeah.
Okay. And could you just open to that beingness, that love, that compassion that you are?
Yeah.
And just open to it some more.
Yeah.
And what's here now?
Mainly I just feel the love and compassion for what the mind body is apparently going through right now.
Okay. So could you hang with that for a while?
Yeah, yeah. Thank you very much.
So, to everyone else, one of the things that I like to do when I'm supporting people on calls, since many people are working at home alone, is to tell them what I'm thinking and what I'm doing to support them in their own releasing or with their releasing partners, because I find that that's useful. And it's just one person's opinion, but, and I also like to talk about where I have hard time, like what happened, because I know Mary's having a hard time, is I got pulled into wanting to fix it. And so many of the things I started with were wanting to fix it. And in the end, I realized that it didn't need to be fixed and it wasn't particularly helpful to her. So going to the bigger picture of who are we is what I did. So I like to pass that on to folks for if they want to understand how to increase and expand their own releasing. So thank you, Mary. Is there anybody else who'd like to do some releasing? It's funny, I'm looking at all pictures of you, all are black screens other than Stephen.
Hi, Reva. I forgot to raise my hand, but if that's okay.
That's okay.
Oh,
Hi, Deborah.
hi. Sorry, I was trying to forget. Now I forgot what I was going to say. Oh, well, one, I had some gains that I just been feeling a lot less judgmental when I, either about myself or when I come into spaces. And I've also been finding that I've been able to calm myself a bit more instead of just being reactionary, which is a huge gain for me. And also another gain, I've been releasing without crying as much, which feels better. I haven't started laughing yet, but I'm not crying, so that feels like a gain.
Great.
Uh, yeah, so those are my three gains. Oh, another gain I found. The other gain was that I've been finding it easier to meditate, I guess, because I used to always say, "Oh, I can't." I would always say, "I can't do this" or "I can't do that," and I would just sort of shut myself down before I even would start, and then I would attempt to do it just so I could prove to myself that I was right, that I couldn't do it, which is weird, but yeah. Um, okay, so and then I guess I'd like to release on because it seems like I'm always wanting approval for something, which
Okay.
is annoying, but yeah.
So are you wanting approval at the moment?
Yes, I wanted approval, which is why I told about my gains. So yeah, it seems like my mind is always do this and they'll like you and do that, and it's like always something. And then when I say shut up, it feels like that's not helpful. So
Okay.
releasing is better, but it seems as if I'm always wanting approval like all the time.
So think of something right now that you want approval about.
Uh, hmm. Okay, got it.
Because remember, you want to release for what's in the present. Otherwise, you're in your mind. So to everybody else, I invite you to think about something you want approval about while I release with Deborah. Okay, so what's
Hmm.
here, Deborah?
Hmm. Wanting approval for my health. When I go to the doctor in March for my blood work, wanting to hear that that's good or way better, much improved, and that he'll smile and feel more approving than when he says, "Well, we can always
Okay.
do better." That doesn't feel very good.
So can you open to that story about your doctor's appointment in March? Just open to all that comes with it.
Oh,
And can you welcome wanting approval?
oh, yes.
Just notice how that feels. And could you let go of wanting approval?
I surely want to. God.
And
Ugh. Yes. But is that releasing if I say I want to let go of wanting? Am I really letting go of wanting?
go inside and check in with yourself.
Oh, I'm getting yes.
Okay. So could you welcome the expectation you have that you might get approval or disapproval in March?
Whew. Yes.
And could you let go of that expectation?
Yes.
And would you?
Yeah. Whew. Yes.
And when?
Now.
Okay. So what's here?
Um, nothing.
Okay. And how's nothing feel?
Fine.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
That was easy.
Yep.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Thank you, everyone. Okay, I'm gonna go back. Can someone mute me?
Stephen can do that.
Okay,
Betsy, you
thank
had your hand up right before Deborah started? Nope. Okay. How about other folks? Is anybody shy because they're being recorded, or is it just they don't have anything up at the moment? Okay. So I'll do a group release. So could you open to whatever you're feeling about what's happening in your world politically or the environment, anything that comes up on the larger scale of your world? And could you just open to the pictures, sensations, sounds, emotions that come up when you think about what's happening in the larger world? And just welcome that as best you can. And could you open to the emotion that comes up, whatever it is? And could that emotion be released? Is it releasing? And when? And when you think about the larger world, what of the wants comes up? Wanting control, wanting approval, wanting security, wanting separation, wanting oneness. And if all of them come up, just choose whatever, just choose one. There you go. And open to that want. And could that want be released? And is it releasing? And when? And again, could you open to that, whatever comes up when you think about the larger world? And again, open to any emotion. And could that emotion be released? Is it releasing? And when? And is there still any resistance to what's perceived to be happening in the outer world? And could you welcome that resistance? And is there any sense that the outer world is personal, has to do with you or who you are? Could you welcome that? And is the outer world apparently the outer world? Or is it beingness? And if it is beingness, could you welcome all that beingness is, including this mind body? And could you open to the love and acceptance that comes with beingness? Okay. So would anybody like to release or give feedback on how that group release was for you, or give us a gain?
I did have a question. Uh, what if you are something you said about being something you said right before beingness? But um, oh, about the larger world, if it feels personal,
Yeah.
and my answer was no. So I don't know, that felt like awkward. Is that I don't feel like the bigger world is a part of me. So I'm not sure if I
Great.
need to release on that or is that
Great. Whatever you answer is always perfect. And if it's a no and you don't feel that way, that's great.
oh well, I want to release on when I think about the political part, the
Yep.
only part that comes up for me is confusion. And I'm not sure if that's approval or control. Maybe it's control. Maybe it's control,
So
I
is there
think.
any wanting to understand?
Oh God, yes.
Okay.
Jeez.
So could you welcome
Whew.
wanting to understand?
Yes. Ugh.
And could you let go of wanting to understand?
Yes. Because there's some fear there too. There's some fear that if I understand that, then I'll be a part of the problem or I won't be a part of the solution and I don't really know what to do. So yeah, it just feels like confusion.
Okay. So could you welcome the confusion?
Oh, yes. Oof.
And could you let go of some more of the confusion?
Yes.
Would you?
Yes.
And when?
Absolutely. Now,
So what's here?
hmm, still a bit of fear
Okay.
that I'm not participating in the bigger picture stuff.
Okay,
because I don't know what to do with that stuff exactly.
so could you welcome the fear
Mm,
or open to it?
uh, yes, yes,
And could you open to all the belief systems you have about what you should or shouldn't be doing in the larger world?
yes.
And could you release the fear?
I I want to. It's just like I don't have anything else to put in its place. It just feels
Okay,
like it takes over everything.
okay. So could you welcome the belief that you need something to put in its place, that you're in charge of that?
Yes.
And could you let go of that belief?
Of the fear or the which one?
Whatever's here, could you let that go?
Oh, yes.
Okay. And what's here now?
I'm getting just wanting, but I'm not even sure what I'm wanting.
Okay, so can you welcome all that wanting? All that
Oh my
I want,
goodness.
I want, I want to. Yeah, just welcome the wanting.
Yes.
And could you let go of some of that wanting?
Yes, because it's exhausting.
Okay, and would you let go of it?
I want to say yes, but it feels like it's not a yes yet.
Okay, so what is it? Is it a no or a maybe?
It's no.
Okay, so can you welcome the no?
Yes. I
And just
think
have
so.
a really good no.
No. Nope. I enjoy wanting. But no, I
Okay,
don't really. No, I don't.
all right, so could you
That's
let go?
actually a no. Say that again.
Could you let go of some of the wanting that you don't enjoy?
Yes.
Okay, so
Whew.
what's here now?
I'm getting less wanting, but I'm not sure what the wanting is about.
Okay, so could you welcome wanting to figure it out, to understand it, to make sense of it?
Yes.
And again, could you welcome that this has to do with you or who you are?
Yes.
Okay, so what's here now?
Mm, I'm getting welcome something, but I don't know what it wants me to welcome.
Okay, so could you just welcome?
Yes.
Okay,
But it's the not knowing that's
okay.
seems to be tripping me.
So
Not knowing.
can you welcome not knowing?
Oh, yes.
And could you let go of not knowing?
Yes.
And what's here now?
Um, it feels like some beating myself up because I don't know.
Okay. So could you welcome any belief systems you might have about knowing and not knowing? Even if you don't know what they are.
Yeah, that's the truth. But yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
And you don't have,
Yes.
okay. So could you let go of wanting to know and not knowing?
But then where will I be if I don't I'm not ready to let ooh.
Okay.
Yes, I want to let go of the not knowing, but I'm
Okay.
afraid if I don't know, then where am I? If I'm not in knowing, if I don't know it, then I do anything about? what I don't know.
Okay. So can you open to the all the apparent beliefs about knowing and not knowing?
Yes.
And is it the mind and body that wants to know?
Yes.
And are you the mind or body?
No. No. I don't
Okay.
think so.
So could you just let the mind have its wanting to know and not know and just let it do its apparent thing about that?
I think so.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. So what's here now?
I feel separate from everything that I was starting to feel. Like I feel as if that's over there, but that's not me. It was just something I was feeling. It
Okay.
was just a feeling or a thought, maybe.
Yep.
Okay. All right. That does feel better. It was, oh my gosh. It was just something. It wasn't me.
Right.
Okay. Huh. That worked. Oh my gosh.
Cool.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
It's very cool. Ah. So is this what our mind does to us all day long and why we release because our mind comes in and says stuff to us and we're like, "Oh no." And then it somehow attaches to us or something or I guess
Is there anyone wanting to figure it out?
oh God, yes. So much wanting to figure it out because I want to know. It's like, okay, but I want to know what I don't know. Okay, no, I'm okay. Yes.
Yes.
Whew.
Thank you.
So, thank you. If what's his name? If Eric can mute me again, that would be great. Thank
Thank you,
you.
Stephen.
I mean Stephen. Oh, sorry, Stephen.
So I'm just going to give this feedback. I'm looking at the table because other than Stephen and Betsy, I'm the only faces I can see. Now, most of you I know, so I have worked with you before. So I'm looking at the table because that's the best way I can be with you and read your energy. It's not that I don't want to look at any of you, but it's somewhat intimidating to look at black spaces with names on it and um, pictures. Uh, so I'm releasing on liking to look at people's faces. So we have still lots of time. You're a very quiet group. What's up? Hi, Stathis. Thanks for letting me see your wonderful smiley face, and you're making it through last week. Does anybody have any questions about releasing or being releasing partners or anything about doing it? Hi, Stephen. You're muted.
I thought I'd unmuted myself. There we go. I'll jump in for a second.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh my God. I'm just feeling myself to be hyper vigilant right now. And it's just utterly, meaning, because we had an issue with disruption on the call, I'm watching everything like a hawk, but it's just utterly exhausting. If you wouldn't mind.
Love to. But just open to how your body's feeling right now, that hypervigilance.
Absolutely.
All those hormones rushing through your body on ready for the attack.
Adrenaline. Absolutely. Adrenaline.
Okay. So could you just notice that it's there taking care of you?
Sure.
Okay. And who is responsible for this call?
Hang on. Let me check. thanks. That helps a little bit.
Okay, so open to what's still here. The laughter's doing most of it, so.
But yeah.
And is there still any trauma from last week's session still here in your body?
Yeah, there's anger actually, you know?
Okay,
And honestly, it's a wonderful thing that it came up because it's sort of a feeling that I've had for a long, long time. Why do we have to deal with idiots and morons? You know what I'm saying? When I first started using the internet in 1992, and it was wonderful. It was all helpful people, intelligent, creative, sharing, etc., and all that. And then at one point, everybody else in the world got on, and now look at it. Why do we have to deal with this? You know, like there's a strong desire to be separate from that. You know what I'm saying? You know?
yep. So can you welcome any wants that are going on right now?
Whew. Yeah.
And could they be released?
Yeah, okay. I guess.
And are they releasing?
Yeah.
Okay, and when?
Now.
So what's here now? When you think about whatever's here now.
Nice to be here with you. Thank you. That helps a lot.
Is there any still adrenaline?
Might be just a little bit. There's actually, well, so my role is host in the sense that I try to make this a safe, comfortable environment for everybody. And so there's also kind of the weight of that feeling of responsibility. That's also part of it. Yeah. Wanting it to, oh, there we go. I guess that might just be a desire for control. Okay.
I don't want to control screen faces and you don't want to control the whole thing. So could we both welcome our wanting to control?
Yeah. Oh.
There you go. And we just welcome how the mind body just wants control.
Yep.
That's
Just
what mind
does.
bodies apparently do. So could we have compassion for this mind body that wants control?
Oh, yeah.
It doesn't know that it's oneness. It just doesn't got to make everything happen all by itself.
Yeah. Truly.
Well, what's here now?
Oh, a lot more openness and ease, actually. That's nice. Yeah. Also, could I share something?
Go for it.
And again, just the experience of doing support call after support call is that, yeah, sometimes people do hesitate to speak up or there's just not anything coming up and so forth like that. So I've kind of learned, or maybe I've cultivated a great delight in silence. And what I mean is not just that, but also in addition to silence is awkwardness. I find awkwardness to be extremely interesting, actually. It's a, you know, we all want to jump in and sort of make it okay and, oh, hey, Bob, you know, make it go away. But in fact, there's something actually quite exciting about awkwardness in some way, isn't it? There's a vulnerability to it, but also, yeah, you're getting it totally. So, but within silence, you know, and awkwardness is just, you know, somehow there's also kind of a comfort of just allowing everything to be.
And no wanting to control. Thank you.
So, and
I
thank
just wanted
you.
to say, Stephen, I completely understand what you mean about the internet. I felt the same way. It was so fascinating so enlightening, so I was enjoying so much. And then something changed, spam and scams, and I couldn't figure out what was going on. It was kind of the same way with Facebook in its inception, circa 2008, 2006, somewhere. Same thing with YouTube. It was great in the beginning, and then it turns into this entity that you don't recognize. I don't know why is that just the human condition? I guess I want to release on trying to figure it out. Because it's like, why are we this way? What? Yeah. So I guess, but there's a lady really wants to do a group release. She says she can't unmute, but she
Yeah,
wanted to do
I
so I
just
guess
saw. Yeah,
I
that
can
would be
wait till y'all do that.
okay. So while you're releasing on wanting to figure it out, I'm going to go
Yeah.
to the other two. Okay.
Thank you.
So on the chat, there's two requests. One from Sanjana. I want a group release because I am unable to unmute now. I have a big career loss. I want clarity and peace in my career choice. I am tired and feeling dead, so I don't want to do anything. And the second one, I think, is, can we do a group release on allowing more play into daily life? Play while we're working, and to release caring about what other people think about me or what they do. So let's do a group release. And first, open to any sense of seriousness about our careers. Any sense of that work is a serious place. Life and death. All the feelings that come up around our career and our work. And open to any beliefs you have about how you're supposed to be at work, how you're supposed to be in your career. And just open to that. And open to the emotions that you feel right now about your work or your career. There you go. Just open to that aspect of beingness, that aspect of the mind, body's life. And is there any wanting to fix it, change it, make it different? Undo, redo, go back to the way it used to be? And if so, could you open to that? And is there any sense that this is my career, my work, that has to do with you or who you are, that it's personal? Good. And again, open to any sense of anything that comes up when you think about your work or your career. And is there any want, any wanting approval, wanting control, wanting security, wanting separation, wanting oneness, and wanting to be controlled, wanting to be not approved, wanting not safety? Could you open to any of those? And could they be released? Would you release them? And when? And could you open to the possibility of adding more play into your life? Just for a moment, just open to what it might look like if life were more playful. What it might feel like. If there's any resistance or places where it feels like play isn't appropriate, could you welcome that? And could you let go of some of that resistance? Would you? When? And again, could you open to the possibility of being more playful, what that would look like, how that would feel, where it might be easy? And is there any want involved in that? Wanting control, wanting approval, wanting security, wanting separation, or wanting oneness? And if so, could you release that want? Would you? And when? And could you open to that aspect of beingness called playful? There you go. Just open to just all that playful is. Yeah. Just dive into playfulness. If there's any expectation that being playful around other people might be difficult, could you open to that? Maybe it comes up a little differently, but the general resistance of others, apparent resistance. And could you let go of that apparent resistance of others to being playful? Would you? When? Could you open again to that playfulness, being's playfulness that exists in all of beingness? Could you let go of that apparent separation and just be with beingness, its playfulness? And playfully, thank you. That was divine. Thank you, both of you. There's been a request to release on fearing that other people think of us. So could you open to any sense of being afraid of what other people think of us? Just open to those times that you're aware of now in the present, where other people have opinions. And is that coming from a wanting approval, wanting control, wanting security, wanting separation, or wanting oneness? And could you open to that? And could you let that go? Would you? When? And would you rather be controlled by other people's opinions, or rather, or could you let that go? And could you open to the apparent effect of other people's opinions? And could you let that go? Would you? When? And is the fear of other people's opinions a issue of the mind or the body, or is it an issue of yours? And if you aren't the mind body, could you have empathy and love for that mind body and its perceived problems, apparent problems? And could you open to the beingness that includes all of us? Thank you. Hi, Owen. Hi, Maxine.
Hi, Reva. Sorry I'm late.
So just for a minute, before we stop, could we all just open to that silence? The beauty of all these apparent beings together and sharing beingness together. Thank you. Stephen, do you have anything you need to say to wrap up, or?
Yes, I do. Absolutely. Thank you. That's really it. Thank you very much for running the call. And just to be clear, if you'd like to work with Reva, we'll have details in the links below the recording. And next week, our host is going to be Leah Perlman. Yeah, and that was it. Thank you, everybody. We're just going to end the call, or you're welcome to unmute and say goodbye if you'd like to. You will all have the ability.
Thank you so much. That was perfect. And
Thank you
that
all.
recording would be
Thank
great.
you.
Thanks, Reva.
Merci,
Thanks,
Anna.
everybody.
Bonjour. Have a beautiful day.
Have a great weekend.
Thank you
You
for holding it all together.